Hi guys, it's John here, and this is my top 8 apps for earning a passive income from sharing your spare internet bandwidth. So I've made videos on a few of these apps in the past, but what I've been doing is sort of finding additional apps that I can add on to my existing ones to earn some additional income. So we can see here I've ordered this in the highest to lowest, so how much I've earned in the last 7 days, and then I've just roughly obviously calculated how much it would earn in a month. So we can see here Honeygain at the top, and it goes down all the way to Bitping here, which has currently earned me nothing. But overall, per week, that's earning around $9.79, which per month is around $40. So it's not bad really when you consider the fact that what you're doing is basically sharing your internet connection when you're not really using it most of the time, and you're getting paid for doing so. So what I've also done here is put in some checkboxes here so you can see whether this is going to be compatible with your system. Most people will be happy to see that all of them are compatible with Windows. Most of them are actually compatible with Mac as well. So apart from Income Spider here, you can get all of them on the Mac. And we've even got a few here available to run on a Raspberry Pi natively, and you can run some in a Docker container. iOS only has one app available, sadly, which is Honeygain. Android has most of them as well, but there's a few missing off here. And what I've also done is go through the documentation and decide whether these are actually safe to use or not, depending on what they specify. So basically, a lot of these are basically the same use cases, and that is for data scraping, SEO crawling, price comparison websites, collecting stock market data, travel fair aggregation, and there's a whole load of sort of advertising and other bits and pieces that they use your internet for. Now, the only one I've found in this list which does not do that is actually PacketStream here. So this is actually a service which allows users to use your connection as a VPN. So this is the only one in the whole list that some people may not wish to install, as I know some people do get a bit worried about what their internet's going to be used for. So just bear that in mind. I've done all the research for you. I know most YouTubers say do your own research, but you kind of come to YouTube for some insight into these things. So I've actually done it for you here. And these are all safe to use. PacketStream, it depends whether you care or not what your internet connection could potentially be used for. Okay, so basically over a year, I'm estimating I'm going to get around $503 from this, which when you think about it, yeah, it's not a huge amount, $40 a month, but that could, easily pay for your internet connection. So you could have a free internet connection basically. It depends on what you really want to spend it on, but that's how I always see this in the long run. Now what I'm running this on is my mini PC that I've got. Very similar to this. This isn't actually the one that I'm using, but I'm just showing this as an example because this is only £129. So you could buy something like this. It's a very low powered, 6 watts power consumption, 4 gigs of RAM, so there's plenty of RAM here, and the apps themselves don't actually use a lot of RAM either. So if we have a look on my little mini PC here, we can see the various apps. If we go up to the top, sorted by memory here, so we can see Honeygain's using about 46 megabytes, Peer to Profit 36, and it's going down and down, 24 megabytes here, PacketStream 17. So you don't really need a power-hungry computer to actually get these up and running. As you can see down here, I've got a load of little icons for each of the apps that are running, and when you log back into Windows after rebooting your computer, they will all start up automatically. Okay, so I'm just doing some quick calculations here, and if your computer's using 6 watts, that's 144 watts per day, and that's 52,560 watts per year, which is, let's just say 52.5 kilowatts. Now, if your electricity is, let's say, 0.30, and we're going to do 0.30 times 52.5. So basically, this is going to cost you around £15 a year, which is around $18.50. So yeah, you can see that these things don't really use much power at all. So you could take £15 or $18 off your final amount here, and you'll be paying back the electricity cost. And obviously the cost of the computer itself, if you were to buy something similar to this, like I said, if you've already got a computer up and running like I have, just stick it on there, because yeah, each of these apps is currently earning a small amount of money for me each month without me having to do anything. I've put a link to this spreadsheet in the description if you want to check it out, and I have put my affiliate links linked onto each of these apps as well, so you can just quickly click on and sign up to each app if you wish. You can obviously also go direct to the website. That's not a problem at all. But what I'll do quickly now is run through each of the apps and just, we'll just have a look at what I've currently got and exactly how well they're doing. So Honeygain is the one I've been with for the longest time, and they have sadly made it so you can only have one active device per IP now. Previously you could have 4, but they're saying that that shouldn't really affect your income, but I think it has a bit. So it is going down a bit compared to what it was before, but I am still getting the jump task bonus at the moment, which is quite nice. So yeah, Honeygain is definitely the best one I've used, and I think it's probably the most popular out of the lot. So I do find that my earnings are much better with this. So next up in the list is Peer to Profit. This is definitely the second best system that I have been using. You can see here again, it's limited to 1 per IP. So I do have 2 internet lines in my house here, so mainly for this sort of reason actually. So don't forget, you can only have 1 per IP address, 1 session or 1 system running the software. These are my 2 Peer to Profit ones, and you can see here they've even got a little sort of rate on how much they pay here. So it's $0.3 per gigabyte, which isn't too bad really. So next up is Income Spider, and quite like this one because you can basically see it clocking up as you sit and watch the page. Now, initially this started really well. I got loads of traffic to start with, a couple of gigs here and a couple of gigs there as well. It did drop off after that. I don't know if that was just some initial testing, but it has picked up again a bit over the last week or so. But obviously, again, you can't guarantee how much traffic you're going to get from these things. But yeah, this is quite a nice one, and I do like the little animation here and the fact you can actually see your balance going back up here. You do get some bonuses here as well for being online for over 4 hours at a time, as you can see. So it's worth keeping your computer on, obviously, as long as possible to keep getting those bonuses. That's with the Income Spider there. So that's quite a nice one. Again, I quite like this one. It's very simple, and yeah, it just sits there and clocks up nicely. So another probably quite well-known one is this IPRoyal Pawns one, and this has been doing quite well. I think for 6 gigs of traffic I've got $1.30, so that's not too bad really. Again, it's only 1 per IP, as are all the rest of them. So I've got my 2 nodes here set up on my 2 different lines. So next up is PacketStream, and you can see here this is the one where other people can use your line as a sort of VPN. So I've sold over 10 gigs of traffic and I've only got $1 back out of it. Now, it's not a huge amount obviously, but it's $1 that I didn't have before, so I'm quite happy just to leave this running and just let it go. So again, you don't really get a huge amount from this one, but if you are willing to put your IP on the market to be used by other people for a VPN, then PacketStream is a good one for you. So next up is EarnApp, and it does okay. It's not the best in the world, as you can see. It doesn't get used a huge amount, but I've got $30 waiting there to be withdrawn. You have to wait until it gets to $50, and then you get a cash out in the form of an Amazon voucher. So yeah, I've got my 2 nodes here. You can see they don't really earn a huge amount really. So next up is Traffmonetizer, and this seemed to also start off pretty well, doing quite a lot, and then it dropped off a bit. It's gone back up and it's dropped back down again now. So it's not really earning a huge amount. I've only earned about 39 cents since I actually signed up. So not the best in the world, but I will keep this running anyway, because the more you have running, the more chance you have of actually earning something back. So last but not least is Bitping, and I haven't earned anything from this, but it's a nice fun one to have on as well. Basically, when you set up your sort of node for Bitping, what it's doing is actually helping developers and companies debug and test their servers and their sites and things to check ping responses from different areas of the world, obviously load times and DNS propagation and things. So Bitping is quite a nice one just to have on to help developers. And I say I haven't earned anything. I have actually earned a bit. It's 2,979 sats, so it's not a huge amount. It's not even a cent yet, but we've done 3,710 tests from our node, so at least we know that we've been helping people whilst we've been running this. And who knows, maybe one day I'll make my first cent from this, but at least it's actually helping someone out there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave any comments you have down below, or if you've got any questions, do let me know. And if you've got any suggestions of other apps that I could install to start earning money from my spare internet, then do drop that down below as well, and I'll be sure to check it out. Like I say, all you need really is a little computer somewhere set up that you're never going to even touch really. The one I'm using is my SC Prime computer, so it's actually just running my SE Prime node here. So it made sense to get it doing something else as well, rather than just SE Prime on its own. So this little computer is now doing a lot more and actually earning a lot more than it was with just SE Prime on it. So again, I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.